So today we have some more challenge mode, this time reinventing the Gogol on normal mode. So you'll notice the starting off strategy is very similar, where we're going to want to be using Galactic Strike with Corbin and have Dagas active on Morag, so the AoE is going to be large enough to hit everyone thanks to Kaiser's. In ideal Phase 1 is only 2 Galactic Strikes to kill all 6 of the Gogols, and Phase 2 is going to be very similar. We're going to pause as soon as Phase 2 starts, because then they'll take some fall damage when they hit the ground. And once again, we're going to use 2 auto attacks, cancel off that into Galactic Strike, use it twice, and hopefully we kill all of them. If one is still alive, it's alright as long as your allies can kill it fast, just like it happened there. So one of the things we need to do in this fight is get Elma-Max Affinity, and we're going to accomplish that in the next 2 phases. So after using Galactic Strike twice, once again, we're going to swap to Elma since the Vault Master is going to still be alive. We're going to use Tor's level 1 special to kill him as fast as possible, and Elma's just going to be active while he dies so she can get some affinity. So for Phase 4, it's going to be almost the exact same thing you just saw. We're going to swap back to Corbin as soon as Wave 4 starts, use the AoE to clear out the Rogals at the top, and then the Rogol Master himself, we're going to bring Elma back out as he dies, and Elma's going to hit max affinity off of that. Once again, Tor's level 1 is all we need to end this as soon as possible here. And we have basically a nearly perfect first 4 phases. Not much you really could have improved on there. So now we're moving on to Carlos. He's a lot less threatening on normal than Bringer of Chaos because we're just going to chain attack him and enemies can't do anything while they're being chain attacked. And we don't want him to do anything dangerous to us, so we're about to get into this chain attack as fast as possible. I've got a female Katana who has the fastest level 1 special in the game. She has Orb Master, which is going to instantly set up an orb on the enemy so we can chain attack him. I got a little lucky there because Tor activated his reflection so he didn't get knocked out of his break. This fusion combo should allow us to damage cap everything we need to. I position myself behind Carlos so Elma can almost damage cap every hit of 100 shells, because she gets bonus damage if you are behind the enemy. All in all, I was in this chain attack at 13 seconds, which is about as ideal as you can possibly get. There might be like 1 second or so you can save here, but it really depends on when Tora breaks anyway, which you're a little bit limited by that as well. So our last 2 specials here are going to be Poppy, Cutie Pie, and Telos to finish him off. And given the calculations I did, tell us this, the last hit of her special is going to be perfect as far as killing him. So we can end this fight at 2 minutes and 3 seconds, which is going to be extremely hard to beat at this point. It's a very solid time. I'm very happy with how this went. Everything went exactly how I really wanted it to, and I think it would be very hard to improve this further. So now I'm going to show off the equipment I used. A lot of it's about exactly what you would expect. I've got burst symbols on everyone for the powerful chain attack. I've got a master scope on Tor so he can break. I've got crimson headbands on my characters so they do more critical damage in the chain attack since it's a different part of the damage formula than additive damage. I've got as many damage boosting aux cores on my primary offensive blades as possible. And I also have critical up massive melee mither technically on Corvin, just so he always caps, or always crits on his Galactic Strike so we can end those 4 phases consistently, and we don't actually need him to do a lot of damage to Carlos. Morag has a critical symbol to make sure we hit the crits we need in the chain attack as well. Tora has both an instrument and a dessert to make sure he gets his specials up for phase 3 and 4, and his break up as soon as possible. Zeke's maxed out on art recharge so he can use as many Galactic Strikes as quickly as possible. And then basically just a bunch of damage stuff from here. I do have fusion combo up on the Orb Master common blade I've got here. That's actually very important to make sure we're doing as much damage in the chain attack as possible. Dagas aux cores don't really matter. All that matters is that he's at max affinity when the battle starts. So that's why we got Hunter's chemistry on everyone else, and that he remains active, which can only really happen on Morag or Nia, but Morag's a lot more useful. So we use her instead. Cutie Pie setup's about what you expect. I use Earth Element because the instant level 1 damage from the blade combo on Earth is very powerful. Other than that, it's just typical damage boosting as you might expect. And that's Reinventing the Gogol in 203. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Please look forward to more records in the future.